Welcome to the final stage of the Qatar League 2020-2021. We're here to start the end of the story for the league for this year. It's the first classification game between Al-Khor with white and Al-Ahli with green. Which team will finish seventh? Which team will finish first? This weekend is the weekend of the finals. We will know the champion of the league. We'll know the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the 16th. Today, we have the two classification games between KHOR and AHLI for the seventh position, and immediately after this game at 7 o'clock, Wakra Qatar Club for the fifth and sixth position. We are ready to start in a moment. Samuel Rico will join us immediately. He's on his way. It's Saturday in Doha, so it's a little bit more trafficy because life is as normal as it gets.
The traffic out there,
I'm sure about it.
unbelievable. You can't imagine how much traffic there is out there. The cold wind. Good evening and welcome wherever you may be joining us right here. Welcome to the Rafa Sports Club as we host the Qatar Basketball National League. Who's playing, Tassos?
KHOR versus Al-Ahli. This is the first classification game of the weekend. Teams will win tonight, will finish seventh, and there is a prize.
Oh, really?
We had the
cash prize?
No, it's like
McDonald's?
It's something close to McDonald's. Something to eat good. The winner will face for the Qatar Cup in the first phase the team that will finish fifth. The loser will face the team that will finish second.
Wow.
So it's a small prize for who's going to finish seventh. He has a better chance in Qatar Cup that will begin on Tuesday.
Yep.
To have more chances.
So there's a reason to win tonight. I was
There
going to
is a
ask you,
huge-
why are we playing tonight again?
It's a big reason. And as you see, after a long time, Al-Khor has two import players. Duda Sanadze has recovered. He can play. So they go full speed tonight.
Very good. Good to know that the teams are playing for something worthwhile. Two matches on tonight, playing for fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth positions. I'm Samuel Rico, and with me, of course, is my co-commentator, Tassos and Magulas, the national team, and the basketball trivia. If you don't believe me, send him a question or say hi. Streaming at www.com/QatarBF. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any Qatar basketball news, views, and reviews. After almost a minute of play, the score remains 0-0.
Yes, because as we see, it's a team that there is a pressure on both teams. Ahli finished sixth in the regular season, but after they lost to Qatar Club, now they are in danger to finish eighth, which is something that, of course, they do not want. And KHOR, they continue their fighting, and now they have the chance, beating Ahli, to finish seventh, which will be their best positioning after 4 years.
So Ahli finished on top of the ladder, on top of KHOR of the ladder. They finished in seventh.
They finished in sixth position.
Sixth, in front of Qatar Sports Club.
But losing to Qatar Club, now they have to play classification for 7-8. Which also, as we said, includes a small prize. You win as a 7, you're going to play Qatar or Wakra. You lose, with all due respect to all teams, but let's say by the positioning, you lose, you're going to play with the runner-up of the league.
As Alvin posts the second basket for his team. Alvin, a veteran basketballer in Qatar.
He's only 32 years old, but yes, you can consider him a veteran in Doha since he played from 2012, 8 years continuously in Doha.
Want to remind our listeners that we have the grand final tomorrow night. 4 teams will appear. One we have in the minor semi-final, the minor finals between Al Sadd and Al Ahli. Both teams losing last week to Gharafa and Al Shamal. Al Shamal, of course, and Al Gharafa will play in the main final.
The rematch of the final of 2019-2020. So, as you always say, it doesn't get better than this game.
Of course.
So
we said that last year, but we say it again this year. It's not going to get better than this.
You never know. It's getting better, which is a good sign.
And I'm really happy with the standard of basketball we've been seeing in this league. It's been phenomenal from Rayan and all the way up to Gharafa.
You try.
What a shot. What a fantastic shot by the number 10 for KHOR. Duda. He's back. He was out last week, yeah?
Georgian. AHLI has started cold in this game. They look like they are a little bit. They have a little.
Not warmed up yet. Affected by the cool wind outside.
Yes, it's the coldest day of the winter today. And yesterday also.
I had, I think about 3 days ago, I experienced the coldest day here.
Why? What happened? Snow?
Almost. Don't forget, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah,
4 o'clock in the morning, the temperature is a little bit different than what it is in the morning when you wake up.
Yes, because also the desert wind is
and talk about desert wind. We couldn't see anything in front of us.
So now AHLI is up by 5. KHOR is up by 5. With Naif trying to make it an 8-point game. KHOR has started the way they play every game, but this time, as we say, they go full speed. They have no absences. Everybody's present. They have 2 imports. Everybody's healthy and ready to contribute in this game. AHLI, on the other part, they have done a very good season again, a promising season. They finished 6th in the league in the regular season, which was the best position AHLI had in the last 10 years, but losing to Qatar Club on the first classification game. They have to fight for the position number 7. And they look a little bit anxious about this because it's important. Whatever position a team like AHLI or KHOR can take is very important for them.
Of course it is.
There are a lot of things at stake here, and it's, as we said, 7 to 8 has also a big impact on your opponent for the Qatar Cup. Even though, as we said before, the first 5 teams in the league are equally matched. And even for me, the 6 best teams for me are equally matched, even if they don't have the same performance. And we saw how Rayan has played in the last 2 weeks, how they beat easily Qatar, how they went so close to beat Shamal. AHLI is missing some very easy shots. I mean, and forget about the 3-pointers. They're missing layups. They're missing
just the basic fundamental of basketball, just not happening for them.
They're missing like shots that they usually make. It looks like it's anxiety 100% for them. We cannot say about tiresome. This team haven't played for more than 3 days. Nice pick and roll action. Excellent basketball.
Nice piece of play.
Yes, excellent play between Lee, Saidu, and Mohamed Zaidan, the 16-year-old. Saidu is the veteran, 21 years old.
Now, Nido Saidu, he's also played for the national team.
Yes, his first window, and we have a lot of news about the windows. And the dunk from Mohamed Zaidan. Mabruk Mohamed Hashim. He has 4 points in a row, 1 big dunk. Good to see him in such a form. Good job from AHLI, give him a starter position. It caused a turnover. That means that 2 free throws for Alvin, I think, will go. One question about KHOR right now is Assam is a lot about their conditioning, since they have players that come in out of injuries. And you know better than me that the recovery period is not short, and you cannot have the same stamina to play the game coming from such a long absence. Like Duda Sanadze hasn't played for 1 month.
I noticed Duda's back in the lineup after having a break because of injury. And the squeeze that the way the coaches described this league to me was it's a squeezed competition.
It is this year. It is. It's a very demanding. Let's say it more polite.
Absolutely. You know, I think it was the Al-Khor coach. He said to me, "We played 5 matches in 12 days."
It was for all the teams.
And they've had a bad run, Al-Khor. They've had a bad run with injuries. They've had a bad run with their international players that went and got caught overseas with the COVID-19. And he got Alvin. He said he got Alvin from the local competition because he couldn't get his hands on any international players.
Because in order to bring somebody, he has to go through quarantine. And the delay of arriving to Doha, because we need an entry permit, not only the visa. If it's required, it's more than a 15 days work. So we cannot bring.
So half the season would have been over for him. So the score with 4 minutes left on the clock, Al-Ahli, they trail by 5 points at 13-8. Al-Khor running from right to left in the white attire, while Al-Ahli running in from left to right in the black and green attire. A game that we probably expected Al-Ahli to easily win. It doesn't appear this way on the surface.
No, we were expecting for Al-Ahli to beat easily KHOR if number 10, Duda Sanadze, will not play. Now that he's back, it looks like Al-Khor will be certainly more competitive. But still, Al-Ahli are the heavy favorites. They're a ready team. They play with composure. Okay, they had a bad game with Qatar club, but still, they are a team that is in better stamina and better condition than Al-Khor right now.
So 13 plays 10. Al-Ahli on the revise, coming back. Duda to Alvin. Alvin pushes his way. Hands it back to Ali. Ali to Duda. Duda from downtown. Not there. Hits the rim and bounces out into the hands of the number 71, Rondell Goodwin. He finds Lee. Lee tries to palm it off to Sidhu and they lose it. They make a mess of it. And a timeout called by the Al-Khor coach.
Yes, he wants to, for sure, he wants to talk it over a little bit with his players. And most important for him, he wants to give them a breath of fresh air.
Well, they had a handy lead. I mean, they were leading up by 5 points.
Yes, but they were leading by 8.
8.
So this is a 6-0 run from Al-Ahli, which they have possession also. So he wants to break a little bit the
momentum.
And the momentum.
Very
good.
Yep.
Of Ahli. Plus, he knows that his players are not in top condition right now, coming after injury. So what happened? He has 2 timeouts. He's hoping, for example, Ahli will take other 2. It means this in total can be like an 8-minute stretch of rest for his, especially for Duda and for Alvin. So they need like this. They cannot go because coming from all these injuries, you need time.
How do you hear with this?
I don't.
How do you hear me?
From my
from your nostrils.
From your nostrils. Yeah.
A special thanks, of course, to Muhammad Blake and Pat Malone.
They do a very good job.
They're doing a very good job behind the scenes, bringing you the wonderful coverage courtesy of the Qatar Basketball Channel at www.com/QatarBF. A special thanks to all our partners and sponsors, in particular the Qatar Olympic Committee. We've got a lot to talk about during the break, haven't we?
Huge things, huge announcements to make. Basketball is
huge
we are the
announcements.
epicenter.
Did you just hear what he said, ladies and gentlemen? Huge announcements.
We are the epicenter of basketball. Yes.
All right, I can't wait for these huge
Epicenter,
announcements.
my friend.
Top secret is coming out because I told you he is the basketball trivia king.
No, it's like not such a top secret, but it's a huge
news. Huge news. 13 plays at 10. Al-Khor, they lead the Al-Ahli club. 3:09 left on the clock as Sidhu grabs it.
It's good that so far they try to feed Mohammed Hashim, the 16-year-old. They give him the ball inside. because they know that Al-Khor will focus more on Seidu and the two imports. So it's good to keep the young kid. He is the top scorer of the team. Can you believe it?
He's only 16, I heard.
He is 16.
16. And he was voted the top under-18 player in the men's league last week or the week before he received an award. He also happens to be our very good mate and commentator, Hisham Zaidan's son.
He is.
Hey? And he's almost taller than his father.
Hopefully he will go there, because with his skill set, as Coach Hashim says, with his skill set, yes, he can be a better player.
Yep.
But so far, the legacy of Hashim Zaidan is so big. So hopefully he can fill the shoes of
his father. And it's a big shoe.
His younger brother is coming, Ahmed Zaidan.
Who's he playing with at the moment? AHLI as well?
Yeah, Al-Ahly as well. And he's 2 years younger. He will be under 15 this year.
And there he is, the man of the moment. We're speaking about him, Mohamed Zaidan, playing under the rim, and grabs 2 points for his team, Al-Ahli.
They're over the limit, so it means 2 free throws for Al-Khor. They still keep expanding a bit the lead.
Coach Panagiotis
Fotinakis. He has been to Doha in 7 years. 3 years with Al-Ahli, 4 years with Qatar national team under 15, under 17.
He's not happy with the decision.
From our referee, Jasim. It's important to see how the referees also take this game very seriously, like the players and everybody. The coaches, us, the referees, we are all understanding every game in Qatar League is important, and you see how seriously our referees are officiating. They're not taking any breaks. They will officiate this game like it will be the final of the league.
Like it's a final match. And that's the way it should be at all times. 2 minutes left on the clock. 18, it plays at 14. Al-Ahli narrowing the gap to 4 points as Duda makes his way under the rim. Almost there the first time. Second time it's in. And there's Panagiotis losing it on the sideline.
Yeah, it's because not only was a turnover, nobody returned for the defensive rebound, and Sanaja had a second chance to extend the lead to 6.
Lee to Goodwin. Goodwin pushes his way through. A jump shot. Doesn't touch the rim and straight into the bucket. 20 plays at 16. 1:35 left on the clock. As the number 12. Now we've got a change here. The number 12 for Al-Khor.
Ahmed Yusuf.
Ahmed Yusuf is on.
He was injured also with a sprained ankle. Another foul from Lee. Question.
Yeah.
Because, okay, my pronunciation surely is terrible, but how you separate ankle, the family relation,
and ankle?
Ankle.
So, one is with a U as an umbrella.
Okay, yes, I know, but the pronunciation.
Okay.
I mean,
uncle.
Ankle. Ankle.
Yeah. With an A. So ankle.
Ankle. Okay.
Uncle.
Uncle. Okay. Or you can say astragalos, but it's in Greek. Astragalos you're gonna
say ammi in Arabic. Ammi in Arabic. Ammi in Arabic.
Yeah.
Alvin. It's the rim with the first free shot. Bounces back out. Sidhu's got a new hairstyle. Couple of prickles up on top.
Yeah, he left a couple.
Much different to the hairstyle he wore at the 3-on-3 beach games, the Enoch Beach games back in 2019. 21 plays 16, 1:09 left on the board. As Radi finds Lee. Sidhu unmarked in the middle, decides to push his way through. Now we find Sidhu. Sidhu hands it over to Goodwin. Goodwin pushes his way through. Not there. Pulled away by Duda. Duda has got his right shoulder strap.
This was the problem that bothered him all this time.
He's relying very heavily on his left hand.
Yes.
is a prominent right-hander, but it doesn't have any strength in it. But if you saw that shot, you wouldn't think otherwise. What a great shot from downtown for Duda. 24 plays at 16. Al-Khor, they extend the lead.
And with the play of Duda Sanadze, the 10 points, we have happy people in Al-Khor, and we have even far further in the north, more happy people. The head coach of Georgia national team is watching the game.
He's watching, is he?
Us. He says,
good evening or good afternoon, whatever it might be.
He's watching the game for Duda Sanadze because they are expecting him to return to the national team for the window number 3 for Georgia. Even Georgia is hosting, so they will just play. It's not for any qualification for them. But they want to watch their players. Like, hopefully they want to see Misa Berisvili tomorrow. He's injured. He's like nos.
Is that 50-50?
He's 50-50.
Nos.
Nos, yes. So
you've been converted, eh?
Yeah, I tried to. So it's good that we know that somebody's watching. I mean, outside of Doha. And in Georgia, the coach of national team of Georgia is watching Duda Sanadze to see how he's playing after this absence. And he's playing great, Sam. Another 3 from
27
Duda.
plays 17, 3 seconds left on the clock. And that's time for the first quarter. We welcome all our Georgian fans.
Yes, he's Greek, but
Greek.
He's one of the best coaches in the history of Greek basketball, and he's a very good coach. High level, EuroLeague, national team of Greece, national team of Georgia. Great person, great coach, Ilya Zouros.
So they call playback?
They call inbound line violation. 1 second for hold.
1 second. Shoot. Up she goes, hits the frame, and that is quarter time. The end of the first quarter. 27 plays at 17. Al-Khor, they lead Al-AHLI club. Well, a match, it's not a bad match at all.
It's a very good match.
It's a good challenge.
It's what we expected from Al-Khor, coming back full speed with Duda Sanadze. We expected more from Al-AHLI, this for sure. Happy for the 12 points of Mohamed Zaidan, the 16-year-old. But for sure, Coach Fotinakis wants more for his team. They did a very good regular season, and losing to Qatar club in the classification game, the first, was a blow for them. And they're looking like they still have it's aftermath of this game. Still, they haven't regrouped themselves. I think psychologically more for Al-AHLI right now, more than on the court. They don't play defense, so more of a psychology. If you want to say the numbers,
let's talk about some numbers. Give us some numbers.
For Al-Khor, we have 2 points from the captain, Mustafa Lassin. For Albin, we have 6 points with 1 rebound. We have Mohamed Naif with 6 points, excellent presence, 2 for 2 3-pointers. Duda Sanadze, after 45 days of absence, 13 points, 3 assists. He has also 2 turnovers, but he's shooting 57%. For Al-AHLI, it's 12-point Mohamed Zaidan, and all the other players, Sam, they have 5.
5 players. So Zaidan, the star player so far.
He with 4 rebounds, with 12 points. This 16-year-old kid is doing fantastic things, but they haven't taken anything from Seydou. Seydou and Doi shoot only 3 times. He's not getting the ball too much. Lee has 0 points, the top scorer of the team, and Goodwin has only 2 for 3. Problem for them, it is the 5. I think it's the 5 turnovers, Sam.
The 5 turnovers are for
defense, and after the 5 turnovers. I want to mention our referees, which is today. We have again a very full squad with Jassim, Nabil, and Yusuf. Coach Mustafa of Al-Khor should be very happy.
So at the end of the beginning of the second quarter, it's Al-Khor looking better organized defensively, led by the youngster, the 16-year-old Zaidan, who scored, as you mentioned, 12 of the team's points.
This for Al-AHLI.
Al-AHLI.
KHOR is playing better defense, correct. This zone defense has caused some problems to Al-Ahli.
And the ball goes astray from Al-Ahli. Again, they seem to have a communication breakdown.
It's like, yes, for every moment, correct. It's every moment they do. Like now, Seydou, he saw Hamza Al-Attar cutting. He should continue cutting so the pass will find him. But Hamza Al-Attar stopped for some reason. There was a turnover. It's like something is blocking them right now.
So Al-KHOR will come up with the possession. So you call that a check ball? What do you call that from the sideline? When they get the ball from the sideline?
Inbound play.
Inbound play, because in 3-on-3 it's called a check ball, correct?
Yeah, check ball. Yeah.
What's the difference between inbound play and a check ball?
For the check ball is that in 3-on-3 you always need to
hand it over
and take it back like this. Like we start play like this. This was like this is how we grew up in the 70s and the 80s, 70s in US, 80s in Europe. And when you play 3-on-3, 2-on-2, 1-on-1, it was like you score, I give you back the ball like this. It is like a gesture of, look, now we start. It's totally different, which we cannot mix those. It's different things. One supported the other. It's great basketball to score.
Nice play by Duda. A nice layup with his paint shoulder, and he grabs his shoulder.
And a technical on Seydou.
Grabs his right shoulder.
It's going to be
29 plays 17, or almost a minute gone in its second quarter. Coming to you live from the Rafa Sports Club. Samuel Rico and Tassus Magulas in the house. Hope you are enjoying the coverage as much as we are enjoying bringing it home to you. And a timeout called by the Al-KHOR coach one more time.
This will be from Al-Ahli.
Al-Ahli?
I think it will be from Al-Ahli. This timeout. Normally it is from Al-Ahli. Yes, if we see the lights over, it's one for Al-Ahli. It should be one for Al-KHOR. It means that, no, there is maybe a problem with the light. So, yes, it's one from Al-KHOR Assam and one from Al-Ahli.
One from Al-Ahli. So both teams now, both teams have called a timeout.
Yes.
How many times have each team entitled to?
Each team, they have
2 in each quarter?
2 timeouts in each half.
In each half.
You can carry it from one quarter to the other, but you cannot carry it from the one half to the other. In the second half, you have 3, but you have to take 1 before the last 2 minutes of the game.
Before the last 2 minutes. You have to take 1.
You have to take 1.
So you can save them all. You can save 2 for the last 2 minutes.
You can save only 2 for the last 2 minutes. You cannot save 2.
And you must. Okay. Now I know why the last 2 minutes take 8 minutes. It's like someone said, I hate watching 60 minutes because it takes me an hour and a half.
Basketball, it is usually, you know, in the NBA statistics in Europe, they don't have it. You can see the actual time of the game, which is normally goes from 1 hour 50 to 2 hours 30.
Wow.
And they take out also the halftime break. Huh?
Yeah.
So it's a 40-minute game, but it can take like a century.
That's why the TV ratings are through the roof, and sponsors. Talk about sponsors.
Yeah, sponsors are
2.5 hour show.
Constant ads. Yes, that's why. It is built around this. Yeah. Basketball has been around TV and now around live streaming. The job that we do here, Qatar Basketball Federation, is one of the best around the world outside, of course, the NBA, this coverage.
Of course.
And it follows the steps of this, because basketball is all about, it's a living thing.
It's entertainment.
It grows.
It's entertainment.
So
and it's about reaching the masses, bringing the game to your house.
Yes.
As Lee pumps it through. 30 plays at 17, 8:45 left on the clock in the second quarter of the men's. What did you call it?
Qatar men's.
But what did you call this phase?
This is the classification. This is the final stage. Classification games.
Classification games, and this game is particularly played for 7th and 8th position.
Correct.
Good one to Lee. Lee And we've got a replacement, the number 10.
Hamza Kurtovic is coming in the place of Seido Ndoye after the technical foul. Coach Fotinakis wanted to calm his captain a little bit. He had to foul, so there was a lot of frustration. He put him on the bench.
Hamza Kurtovic is from...
He came to Doha around 12 years old. He was born in Bosnia, but basketball born and raised in Qatar. He's a product of Qatar basketball, 100%.
And how old's Hamza?
He's 20. He's 19, goes 20 this year. 20 years old, goes this year.
Alvin.
2'5".
Alvin for Al-Khor to Mustafa, his captain. Mustafa takes a shot. Goes astray. Away comes with it Lee. A nice set of skills. Lee steps back outside the boundary. Drives it home. And
Coach
too hard,
Mustafa
too strong.
Hafez is asking for a timeout. I'm sorry for the excuse me for the interruption. But he will take it back. He prefers to make a sub because Al-Ahli is going on a 4-0 run with the possession. So he was thinking about it, but he prefers to make a sub and then he sees how he will use the timeout. And not to confuse our fans, these are the timeouts for Europe because a lot of people watching NBA. In NBA, you have also the 30-second timeout. You have a lot of timeouts, a lot more timeouts, and the duration is around 60 seconds more.
Duda brings it out for Al-Khor. To Ali. Ali to Alvin. Alvin trying to burrow his way through like a rugby player. 3 defenders.
It was Hamza Kurtovic's primary defender. The mistake came from Hamza Latar, who came very good for help, but he was a little late, so he fouled Alvin, who has done a tremendous job inside. He has put 2 players already in foul trouble for Al-Ahli.
Alvin.
And he has scored already 7 points.
Makes it 31-21. The lead of 10 points one more time. This is to make it 11 points lead. And Ahli making another change. The number 9, Asim
Walid.
Salfawi.
Asim Walid, we know him. Member of national team, all national teams, and the men's national team, 19 years old.
And there's Zaidan with a nice flight. Grabbed the ball, couldn't control it to shoot it, but earns himself 2 free throws.
His best game so far, it's not only about the 12 points, it's about the 5 rebounds, it's about the composure, the maturity of a 60-year-old kid who's playing such an important game for his team. His first final of his career, let's say, with his club, and he has done such a good job. And playing against Alvin or against Duda Sanadze.
I'm looking at KHOR, and their intensity in this match is much higher than the intensity in the last match they played, though they all seemed they didn't want to be on the court.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
As Lee flies down the far end with the ball, is being confronted by Ali. Ali face to face. Lee gets some protection through Zaidan. Zaidan now goes without the ball. Ali steals it. He gives it straight to Mustafa. Mustafa finds himself in a clash and on the ground, wiping the key area.
Offensive foul.
Him and Lee.
Lee hold his position and the referees awarded the offensive foul.
I mean, I'm looking at these stacks, what we call them in rugby, stacks, falls that occur every week. The knee must get punched so hard on such hard surface.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to wear knee pads?
In basketball, yes, you're allowed to wear everything that it's the same color as your teammates.
Your outfit, yeah.
And it's part of either it's part of the uniform or it's a a medical equipment that's needed. Like example, if you see Daoud, the number 15 of KHOR, on the left knee there is a pad, or number 13, sorry, from Ali Tufik, KHOR. You see the knee pad, which is a special
knee guard.
He had a knee operation, so he needs to wear like this. Yes, they're allowed.
But you know those bicycle knee pads? You can wear them if they're the right color.
Now the tights. Now it's for all the young kids. If you see like number 10 Duda Sanadze or Lee or even Hashim Zaidan, it's the tights now.
The short tights.
Yeah,
midriff tights.
Mid or full body tights.
And a nice shot from downtown for the number 12, Ahmed Yusuf for the Al-Khor team. 35 plays 21, 5 minutes left on the clock. Lee shakes to rattle and roll. It finds Zaidan. Zaidan goes outside to the number 9, Asim Walid. He finds Rondell Goodwin, and he finds the rim.
AHLI needed this basket. It was the biggest league of the game for Al-Khor. They don't want to fall down again and try to catch up Al-Khor, where Al-Khor is not gaining momentum psychologically more.
And there's Duda showing off his flair and style.
But defense from AHLI is some. Duda on the pick and roll, he just attacked. No defense, either help or from... they need to do a better job.
Lee from downtown, the far end of downtown. Very successful. 37 plays at 26. I'm just looking at these teams. I compare them to the top teams. They're young. They have a lot of energy. And of course, they're learning. But don't they have the same rights as the top teams when it comes to international players being picked and selected and brought over here to Qatar?
Very nice observation. So we have in this game, we had already on the court, number 5 of Al-Khor and 3 players from Al-Ahli, 4 players from this game. They will be present in the 1st of February, depending on how they will finish the season, between 1st and 7th February for the men's national team camp. 4 players on the court already.
Will appear in February.
In February, they will be in the camp, on the preparation camp. They are selecting the 18 first players. If they will be selecting the 12, this is a different story. It's how they will perform, what the coach wants. But it's great to see Mustafa Lassin from Al-Khor returning to the national team. And we have Seydou Ndoye, who was a starter in the previous window, plus Asim Walid and Mohamed Zaidan in 18 players list.
Now, many people watching will say Seydou, Ndoye Seydou, he looks African.
Okay.
What I'm saying, he looks African. So tell us about his naturalism or his
it's a process,
how he became a Qatari that entitles him to play for Qatar.
Qatar did something that was praised all over the world. We don't buy the player. This player came to Doha in a very young age, like Hamza Kurtovic came 12 years old. Seydou came 13 or 14 like this. So he was not even a basketball player when he was born. Right. He came here because of his height mainly, and with the work of national team, federation, and his club, he's becoming a starter in top level in Asia. He's a homegrown player, 100% according to FIBA rules.
What is the cutoff age that you can come here and play in a top league and play for the national team?
According to FIBA, it is 16 years. You have to be already acquired the citizenship. Qatar prefers to bring these kids very early, like 13, 12, with of course the consent of the parents and the families who are here with them, supporting them. They have a good education and everything, and they play basketball. Some of them can strive because you cannot know if everybody will play basketball. Some of them left the country because they wanted to follow something different.
So Ali finds Yusuf. Yusuf unable to find the bucket. Bounces in the hands of Goodwin. Goodwin is a very famous name in Australia for rugby.
I thought it was for motorsports, but it was Goodyear.
It's a good year for somebody. It's always a good year for somebody. As Duda.
Rugby?
Oh, what a shot.
Someone in Georgia will celebrating together with Coach Mustafa now. Wait, rugby or Australian football?
Australian Rugby League. So again, it's a different code. There's rugby and there's rugby league.
We know the Australian football.
Australian football, rugby league. Rugby league has limited tackles.
So
rugby has unlimited tackles.
Okay.
So you can hold on the ball as long as you hold it and you don't infringe. You can hold the ball for 100 meters to the other side, from one side to the end. Rugby league, you have 6 tackles to score. If you don't score, you hand the ball over to the other team.
Okay. Traveling here for Saidu, this is not for Australia.
It's a good call by the referee.
Australian football is where you kill people killing each other.
Australian football, you kick, you pass, you punch the ball, you do anything to do it. Forward, backwards, sideways.
As long as somebody can see alive.
It is one of the best games you'll ever watch or play. If you get the chance, that's also enjoy it.
My first option to play
Australian
football.
Enjoy it. I played it in a couple of seasons. I loved it. One of the best things, one of the best sports I've ever played. As Ahmad Yusuf from downtown, 42, plays at 29. AHLI really taking it to them.
Also ex-AHLI player.
So he's got a chip on his shoulder. Lee. Duda finds Alvin under the rim, and Alvin pops it in.
Immediate timeout from Coach Fotinakis. He doesn't want, he has seen enough already from his team defense, 44 points. There is no excuse for AHLI now. Even the 20 points of a guy who has 45 days out of the game, it's unexcusable. It's something that no coach can accept it. It looks like they have, as you said, mind blocked a little bit because of the loss in the qualification round. On the first classification game. This is not AHLI basketball. They played much better with more intensity, but so far
it's just not happening for them.
And you have the 2 best players, their captain Saidu and Doi and Lee, with 3 and 1 point. It's nothing.
They certainly need to fire up on all 4 cylinders. Yeah, the communication level is somewhat lacking tonight for the AHLI team.
But because we're speaking about the European coach and a Greek coach, his problems are the 44 points that they allowed AHLI to score, especially the 20 points from Duda Sanaja. Looks like there is no defense.
Defensively, they are struggling. And mind you, it's Duda and Alvin causing all the problems up the front. And now with Ahmad Yusuf on, he's taken the lead from downtown. 44 plays at 29, 1:55 left on the clock in the first half as Lee brings it out for the AHLI club. They're running from left to right on your screen in the green and black. Goodwin takes a shot, hits the rim, bounces out into the hands of Ahmad Mustafa, and he's been manhandled. And as a result, the ball is taken down the other end. And Ahmad Mustafa with a chance for 2 free throws.
Ahmed Yusuf, 2 years ago, he played with AHLI. Ali Tawfiq played last year. This is the AHLI KHOR connection of these 2 players. So he has something for sure to show for him. He has already 8 points. Great presence from Ahmed Yusuf. Ali Tawfiq always has been very good.
And 1 from 2 for Ahmed Yusuf. Good one to Lee. Lee to Asim. Back to Lee. Zaidan back to Goodwin. Goodwin looking for Saidu. Saidu. Goodwin finds Saidu this time. Unmarked in the middle. Saidu with a test on turn is being attacked by Alvin and the number 13, Ali Muhammad.
Great defense. Great help defense. Saidu looks frustrated a little bit. They try to give him the ball, but he's not getting it where he wants it. And when he gets it,
it's too late. It's too late. They are marking him well.
The focus of KHOR defense is Saidu and Doi.
And an intercept by Ali as the defense swarm him with a nice wraparound right arm layup. 47 plays at 29. 1 minute left. In the first half.
Al-Ahly is getting to the foul line. It's Al-Khor are over the limit, so Al-Ahly will shoot the 2 free throws. They try to go some to the halftime with the smallest lead they could, deficit they can. They're already 18 down. I mean, it's unacceptable for a team like Al-Ahly with the way they played so far, even with Al-Khor playing their best basketball. It's unacceptable for a team like Al-Ahly to play like this.
And the second free shot.
We have he will shoot again because, yes, referee points that Alvin went earlier inside the box. You cannot enter the box before the ball leaves player hands. So
it's a bit like a starters at the 100 meters that take off before the gun shot.
Yeah.
Second shot also bounces out.
Also bounces out, yeah.
47 plays at 30, 42 seconds left on the clock before the halftime break. Duda controlling things as the Ahli defense get in place. Duda finds Ahmad. Ahmad to... Now we've got another sub, number 15.
Ali is playing great. Ali Tawfiq. Ali gave us his name, but we said we stay with Ali.
Hamad Duda, Dawood.
Yeah. Saidu is there fighting with everybody and beating everybody.
So here comes Ahmad Yusuf. And that's landed way too short. As we go into the break, Al-Khor, they have a handy lead of 22 points, 50 plays at 32. A nice challenge in the first quarter. Second quarter, however, it's Al-Khor running away with the match, and you could probably say they will win this one.
No. No. I'll still have... We need to know two things. One, that Al-Khor, again, they have 2 players coming from injuries. We do not know how far they can go in this game playing at full speed. And Al-Ahly showed that they're a serious team in the regular season. They fight till the last second. They did with Qatar in the first classification game. They will try to come back. I do not know if they can cover this distance, the whole distance, but they will give a fight to Al-Khor. So far, all Mabruk goes to Al-Khor. Only to them.
So let's go to my favorite part of the game.
Okay.
All right. Let's just recap last matches. We had Shamal.
Because I was absent.
Because you were absent. And we didn't work anyway.
Ah.
We didn't work. So if you tried to listen to me, you wouldn't have found me. All right. Because I said, if the source is not working, I'm not working. Give it to somebody else.
Thanks, man.
So last week, very interesting match between Al-Shamal and Arabi. Al-Shamal too strong in the end, 97-75. So they progressed, and I did pick them.
You picked them?
No.
I didn't pick them.
You picked Arabi.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't pick. You sat on the fence.
I didn't
so
pick.
1 for me, half for you.
I didn't pick.
Garafa.
I picked Garafa.
I picked Sad.
Yeah.
So we're on. So you're 1.5.
I'm 1.5. You are
1. Oh, no problem. I'll take that. So this round's matches, we've got Al-Ahli and Al-Khor. I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth is, and I'll pick Al-Khor already at half time. You? The silence kills me.
Do I have to?
You have to come on. All the listeners want you to make
I think
a decision.
there are some nice offers in the fences right now.
No. The fences, the fences, they hurt a lot, especially if they're pointed.
Yes, they are pointed.
You don't want to sit on them.
That's why, but we can put some nice
Padding.
pillows.
You put some padding on
some padding. You can make something out of these fences.
All right, you're not game enough.
I will go with Al-Ahly. Okay.
With Al-Ahly.
Yes, I think they will come back.
That's a big call. That's a big call from the big man.
And you know how much I respect Al-Khor for what they did all season. Even we were the only ones who said that even with the losing, this team was fighting. But Ahly has shown they are serious. I mean, This is the worst game they have played all season. I cannot believe that in this game they will be.
I think there's no recovery. I think there's no recovery for AHLI, unfortunately.
Most probably, but I will have to.
Qatar Sports Club and Al Wakra.
Wow. We need to see. No.
We don't need to see. Make the call here. We don't see the fence. Here we go.
Okay.
I'll make it easy for you. Al KHOR for me. Al Wakra for me. Sorry.
Mixed over will not play. So they will replace him, I think, with Hassan Mbo. It's a young kid that he played the last 2 years with Qatar Club, some games for the league, replacing an import player. He's a local player. He's grown here, but he is playing only for as an import. So we do not know how good they will be. I trust Wakra. Qatar Club played their best game with AHLI. They have the level of the talent to be top 14 for me. That's why I always say it's not top 5. For me, Qatar Club has the roster and the experience to be equal like the others. They have played poorly so far. Maybe they start now. But my respect for the effort they have and the experience, even for the 5th classification game, goes for Wakra.
So he's going for Wakra?
And we need to explain to the people that the winner of this game is going to take the winner of the game that we're watching now. So if Wakra will win or Qatar will win.
This will be for 5 and 6.
Correct.
This is for 7 and 8.
But going to Qatar Cup on Tuesday, the winner of the Qatar Wakra will play the winner of the AHLI KHOR. The loser will play number 3. So either Saad or Arabi.
All right. Got that. And then we go on to the finals night. The first match will be played between Al Arabi and Saad. Both teams come off a loss. You give me now? Go for it. Let's go. So for third and fourth, nobody?
I don't give anything. No way.
Are you listening, Vasilius?
I don't give.
Are you listening?
I don't give.
All right. So I go for Saad.
Arabi has beaten them so far 3 times, but it's a special game. Arabi are more disappointed the way they played against Samal. They lost 21 points, makes them look better than they played. They were losing at 1 point, 35, 40 points. Yeah. They lost the game from the first quarter, which is not Arabi. But Samal did all the job for me. It's not Arabi that didn't play bad. Samal played great basketball.
I think Arabi may suffer some psychological effect from the last match, and Saad might pull away. Saad didn't play too bad. Just Rafa played excellent.
Correct. This is the observation. This is what we need to understand in the sport. Mabruk, Sam. It was a very good game from Al Saad, but it was a very good game from Garafa. And on these terms, Garafa is the better team with the talent. Coach Kusai has experience. 2 great coaches clashed each other. Garafa is just the better team. They move on, and I think Al Saad understands this. Even the Greeks are a little difficult to understand it.
Al Saad, all they needed was a little bit of luck. There was generally, Costas normally lands his 3 points. He had a bad day at the office with the 3 points. He only needed 3 shots. 3 shots, and the game would have tilted some other way. However, the result is finished. It's done.
It was done. A magnificent job from Garafa, from Coach Kusai, inserting Raslan Al Abdal in the last 10 minutes.
Yep, giving some gameplay.
The tired, mentally, Al Saad didn't get attention of Raslan. They thought, they were prepared to play for Haris. Where is Haris? Raslan, let them kill us.
And he destroyed them. And he did destroy them.
And they did in the previous game. Garafa.
So I
Garafa
still,
is a different level.
Regardless of what we say, I'm still picking Saad.
You're picking Saad? I go Arabi.
You go Arabi. You have to go Arabi.
Yeah, I have to go.
You have to go against me because you need to win.
I need this.
You need to win. All right. Shamal Al Gharafa.
No, you will not take me there.
Come on.
You will not take me there.
I'm picking Shamal.
Take Shamal.
I think if Shamal play the way they played against Al Arabi,
I have a problem with Mr. Beresvili.
Beresvili will play.
If he will play,
Beresvili will play
100%, because he with Faris was the reason that they destroyed the defensive play.
Don't forget they got Mansour back as well.
Mansour
he was on fire.
Arax is playing so much comfortable now.
Yep.
Seeing that Emir is back.
He's got a lot of support. Emir fired up.
And he can watch on
Ferris fired up. Ferris was a different player altogether.
He did it.
It's probably one of his best matches.
Unbelievable job. Misa, this is what we're discussing. No, thank you for Peter Sudek also for this notice. Yes, this is the question. If Misa will play and he will be 100%, they have a legitimate chance for me. If he will play but he's not 100%, Garafa is the best thing.
On paper, Garafa looked the goods. On the court, I think Shamal might have them. I pick Shamal. Okay. I will not sit on the fence.
I support. I like the way both teams played in the semi-final, how much prepared they were. I liked that they worked so hard. Shamal, hats off. They stayed alive with 5 players. They inserted 6, 7, 8 now. Still, they are not at their best, but Coach Hassan has done an unbelievable job keeping this team together.
Speaking of Coach Hassan, I ran into him walking into here, and I said to him, "Are you ready?" I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Listen, if my team listen to me, they will win. They can't lose. But they just need to listen to me." He said to me, "Sometimes the players go off the radar. They go off the script."
And you have a guy who has won the last 2 titles.
So
they go for the 3-peat. Samal is going for the 3-peat. Garafa tries to come back after 7 years. The last title, the only title they have, it's on 2014. And after came Rayan with 2 titles.
Yep.
Then JS1, Arabi, and Samal with 2 titles. It shows the diversity. Did I put it correctly? That we have too many teams winning the title.
Which is very good.
Which is excellent.
It's
the level
very good for basketball.
This is what you want.
Yep.
You want teams fighting. You see, for example, teams like Wakra, who were not, when I came to Doha, 2014, was like nowhere to be found. But when I heard about the team, I said, no, Wakra, they have some good players. Like they were not even in the radar. And now, with the work they did, the coaching hub, the administration, and the captain for me, Ahmed Darwish, changed a lot with the mindset they have. They are 2 times runner-ups. They won the Qatar Cup. Qatar Cup the same. When I came, it was a long story of the finals they played on the zeros. The last 8 years, nothing. They won the cup. Now, Shamal, nowhere to be found. 2 titles. They will play for the third.
Back to back, looking for back-to-back titles.
Coach Kusai built them from the 0. They dominated the league on 2014. 15 they won. They won also 17, Emir Cup and Qatar Cup.
Yep,
they tried to come back. Last year they played the final. This is what you want from a league. We all love the powerhouses. Sure, we all love the Lakers, the Celtics. No, I don't like them. I'm Phoenix Suns fan. Or the Olympiacos, Panathinaikos. Sure, you want them. Or the Real Madrid, Barcelona. Sure, you want them.
Yeah.
But a legitimacy of a league is to give chance. You have the chance to be good if you are good. I mean, you are not the Lakers and you're going to win here. No. Or Rayan, you're not Rayan, you're going to win here. Rayan won the last 2 times because they have a drought of 3 years. They brought what they have to do and they came back. You cannot win here just by being Rayan, Arabi, Sad, especially Rayan and Arabi.
Correct.
AHLI also have been a team that has done a lot of good things in the 90s and the zeros.
You must show absolute credibility to win any of the titles in Qatar. An interesting note I'd like to make about the Shamal Garafa. Earlier in the season, or a couple of games back, when we looked at the head-to-head, they had played 5 times since 2019. Shamal and Garafa. And at the time, I remember I said to you, Shamal have won 4 from 5 encounters. We look at the last 5 encounters now, and it's Garafa 1-2, 3 to 2 is Shamal.
And we need to give credit for Garafa one thing. They saw the credibility of the league by beating Wacker in the last game. You remember there was discussion, they can relax, send Samal out, because Samal is a dangerous team. They won the league, they beat them. But what Garafa did, they play the best. They beat Wacker fair and square. And now they're taking Shamal again to play them. This is the highest of the sportsmanship. And this is how you are a huge team, a big team like Garafa. This is why you are Mohamed Youssef Papis. That's why you are Abdurrahman Saad. That's why you are Coach Kusai. That's why you are Nedim Muslit. This is why you are there. Because you do not play games outside of the court.
Kusei,
You go and you win.
Coach Kusei, he did say to me at the time when I asked him about this point, he said, listen, whether I'm in Group A or Group B, or I'm going to throw this match away or throw that match away, in the end, I'm going to have to win against the best. So let me be the best in every match.
We started this situation in Europe, especially Greeks and Serbians. We started this. Like, okay, make a small trick. For me, I saw it happen. Really, it doesn't work. It can work one time. It will bury you the other 10. Don't try this at home, as we say. It's not working. Garafa saw this. Maybe tomorrow, maybe they will lose. But they did exactly what they had to do, and they played the final. And they faced a sad team that we all know that they are overachievers. They play over their level, their talent level. And it's a dangerous team, but they go and face them. Can you say to a guy like Mohamed Youssef, today, stop, don't play. Go to tell to Mohamed Youssef. Me, I don't want to be around 300 kilometers. Go to Abdurrahman Saad, who enjoys every moment in basketball.
And he does. And he does.
Or go to Nedim, or to the Frank Session, who has stopped for 5 years basketball and came back the last 3 years. Tell them not to go and play. Tell to Kusai, who has been the coach of Lebanon when they beat France in World Cup 2006. No, today leave the game. Let's put what you have on the bench.
Put your youngsters on, yeah.
And exactly this is like Shamal. They built a legacy winning. Emir Muikic, he is not in his best shape, but you saw how crucial was he coming back. Faris coming back from injury. I told you, this is the spine of the team. Araxi is everything, for sure. Misa, yes. But you cannot win without the Faris Avdic of this world.
Absolutely. I agree.
No way you can
With a
win.
couple of seconds left, let's talk about... You sent me a message on WhatsApp,
okay,
which said we will host.
This one.
We will host Group B.
Come on.
You tell them.
I tell them. Okay. So now, according to FIBA, and hopefully this time everybody will accept it. I mean, Qatar has already accepted. Qatar will host Group B of the Asia Cup 2021 qualifiers,
now,
which means
Group B is the one that was played in Bahrain last time.
No, it was the one that should have been played in Doha. But there were problems with China and Taipei, Japan arriving to Doha due to internal restrictions.
Now, this is supposed to be played in
November.
In Japan.
This is supposed to play in Japan. These 10 games, we cannot even. I watch the schedule and say, no way. There are 10 games for this group.
Wow.
China has to play 6 games in 7 days. Japan has to play 5 games because this group, due to the outbreak of the pandemic, China hasn't played any game. Japan has played only one. Wow. So all these games need to be played between 17 and 23 of February.
How many teams in Group
4 teams. It is
same as
Japan, China, Chinese Taipei, or Taiwan. Sorry, I cannot be political. I do not know what is the correct. Chinese Taipei as in FIBA, and Malaysia. So all these games will be played according to FIBA announcement in Doha.
And the same time frame as
between 17 and 23. E? Between Group E, that is our group, Qatar. This is very interesting because 19 and 21, we have the 2 and 2 games for our group. On these dates, according to the schedule, you have 2 and 2 games in the other group. So because of the protocol for FIBA and the 3 hours difference between each game, I mean, you start the first game, should start 4, the other 7. So if we go back, we have one game at 1 o'clock, then the other one should be at 10. Okay, timing-wise, it's good for TV for East Asia because we have the 7 hours difference. It will be like 5 o'clock afternoon, but you cannot play 10 in the morning. So there will be some adjustments. We see. We're waiting for FIBA to see how it's going to work. We are really excited.
It's very exciting.
10 games
when you sent me that message, I read it. I just thought,
so
how are we going to fit it into the schedule?
We'll do it. We can do everything. This is why FIBA was so adamant of having, again, Qatar in the mix.
And what happened in Japan that they cancelled that we got it?
We had a discussion. What happened? 1 week ago, the government of Japan declared an emergency of state. Sorry if I'm putting correctly. So nobody can enter the country for no reason at all. There were some exceptions for sport events. They cancel also this. Why? Japan is preparing for the Olympic Games in the summer.
Well, they're preparing to cancel the Olympic Games.
No, they're preparing to play. We go with the official. They're preparing to play. In order to play those games, you need to be 100% in the country. They have a second wave of pandemic there, so they try to control it. They try to stop everything inside, other than the local competitions through the state, but they don't want to be mixed with a lot of events from outside because they need to be ready in July to host the Olympic Games and not to cancel. So they sent a letter to FIBA, I think 1 week ago, some days ago, explaining, and with the consent of the Ministry of Interior of Japan, that they cannot host international games prior to the Olympics.
It's very interesting what you're saying. I saw the BBC News yesterday reporting that Japan are looking at cancelling. Japan denied it, however.
And
Japan
also IOC, International Olympic Committee.
Have denied it, but it's very interesting to know how the Olympic Games will go ahead or whether they will not. Of course, we want them to go ahead because 3-on-3 makes its debut.
This is great there. It's great for everybody. But I want to mention something. We are watching the small-scale events that we have in Doha, small bubbles. Japan has spent already millions and millions of billions maybe of dollars to prepare for the Olympic Games. Don't tell me that they cannot prepare. The Japanese, with all their knowledge and all the technology, a huge bubble for this Olympic Games.
I agree.
And if they will not play, Sam, you know how much they will lose? Billions of dollars.
Sometimes it's better to cut your losses and walk away. Welcome back to the second half of the Qatar Men's League.
You're going to cut the losses if you're going to play, if you have the Olympic Games. But anyhow, let's see what happens. But right now, Group B and Group B will be hosted in Doha. Hopefully, China, Japan, Taipei, and Malaysia will come to play here. We want them here. We can host them. This is the epicenter.
We would love to have them here. It will add another dimension to basketball in Qatar. And what a feat it would be for the Qatar Olympic Committee and the Basketball Federation.
Of course, organizing a bubble of this. We were ready. And you know what it is? We were ready from the previous window. But they decided, the teams, not to come.
Zaidan flying high. We welcome you back to the Rafa Sports Club as we host the Qatar Basketball National League. This is the second half of the match between AHLI and KHOR. KHOR leading 50-32. KHOR running from left to right in the white attire. AHLI in the black and green running from right to left on your screen. Of course, with you is Samuel Rico and my very good friend, co-commentator and national team supervisor, also the basketball trivia king of Qatar, Tassos Magoulas. Tassos, 50 plays at 32. I said there's no coming back, but that's a good shot from Goodwin from downtown. Could this be the turning point?
I told you that I think that AHLI will make the comeback.
Is AHLI? Will Tassos
5-0 run
render his words invalid, or will Rico eat his munch on his own words? 50 plays 37. KHOR in the lead of the Qatar basketball men's
traveling. Very good defense from Saidou. With Saidou starting so focused, it's a good news for AHLI and the coach Fotinakis. If his best player is focused and ready to play first defense on Alvin and protect the paint.
And this is the men's classification match. They are playing for 7th or 8th position. Don't forget to join us. There's a match immediately after this between the Qatar Sports Club and the Al Waqra team. How time evolves so fast and so quick. Waqra were in 2nd position. They find themselves playing now for either 6th or 7th spot.
Mm-hmm. It is the squeezed part of the league, as the coach said to you. This is the difficult part. I mean, that's why all the coaches say we need to win from the first game. You cannot have. And Waqra did this. They were not focused. They lost 2 times to Samal. Plain and simple. Samal beat them 2 times. Plain and simple. They took the position. Finished. You cannot have empty. You cannot have a bad night in this league. This is what we need to understand about it.
And they really had a very bad night. I mean, Arabi had a very bad night. They couldn't do anything right.
They did it also against Garafa. Arabi is a team very well coached, very well prepared. There are teams that, let's say, it's difficult for them to play. So Samal is one of them. And what a game Samal did. I mean,
Zaidan finds Goodwin. Goodwin loses. Duda. Sudo.
See the change of speed. Even he's not the quickest player. How the ball is becoming quick. He adjusts his speed. He goes fast or slow. He knows that Lee has 3 fouls and will not.
And the defense just watched him.
Correct.
55 plays 39. 6 minutes left on the clock in the third quarter of the men's basketball classification match between KHOR and AHLI. Coming to you live, of course, from the Rafa Basketball Stadium. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night from 5 p.m. as we host the finals night. First match between Al Arabi and Al Sad. They'll be playing for third spot, while Al Shamal will host Rafa in the final of the men's league. A battle that repeats last year's final.
Yes, correct.
Will Rafa get revenge, or will Shamal continue their dominance? That can only be found out tomorrow night.
And the interesting final for the third position, which there is a prize, and we know how will Arabi and Al Sadd will come after what happened in the
When you say there's a prize, tell me what the prize is. Tell our listeners.
I do not know how much money they're taking, but they're taking money.
What are we talking?
And they're taking medals.
They're taking medals. They're going to get medals.
They will be on the podium.
Third place will get medals.
They will be on the podium.
Are you going to play for a bronze medal?
And if for example, Saad can finish third, for example, what a successful story for them.
It is.
Even a third place with the final of the Qatar Cup and playing against all these most experienced teams. And for Arabi, it's a huge challenge tomorrow. They need to do something. They cannot.
I have to give it to Coach Vasilis from Sad. Even the likes of Coach Kusay, he said to me, the way that Vasilis has extracted the word in Arabic, he said it, extracted the talent from these boys, nobody can do it.
Can you believe? You hear what you heard? We heard what Coach Kusay said. This is a professional speaking about another professional.
Absolutely.
That he even beated him 2 times. Okay, difficult, but he beat him. And he gave all the credit to the opponent. This doesn't get any better than this. I mean, I know that Al Sadd wanted to win. They want to go for the title. They have these 2 players who have so big victories in their lives. So the youngsters wanted. But what this credit is a title for them.
What about Qatar Sports Club? I don't really fancy them very much.
Why you don't fancy them?
I don't fancy them. Come on.
Adel is doing great.
Adel?
Yes.
You got eyes at the back of your head?
He's doing great.
He's got eyes at the back of his head.
Adel is doing great. Qatar Club is, this is what we said before Adel came. We said the Qatar Club is a success story in the league.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, 3 years, they have won the cup. They have won 2 times third. And, okay, they had a bad season so far, but they have the talent to regroup and play good in the Qatar Cup. This is what this league allows you to do. If you have a strong program, it's not about buying players. If you have a solid program, you can come and win something.
Goodwood to Lee from downtown. And a nice turn of events for Al Ahli. 59 plays at 42. What did the coach tell them at halftime?
KHOR is playing with the same intensity. Hats off to Coach Mustafa, how he, even without losing Lassin with a small injury, so he will come back. The way they pass the ball and the way they are not turning the ball over. This is the key for KHOR. They are not turning the ball over. All the possessions will end up with the basket or with a valid shot. So
Lee to Zaidan. Zaidan goes himself. A right hand shot.
This will not be in the statistics. This basket belongs to Seidu because he said to the point guard, you give the ball there. And then he said to Mohammed,
get ready.
Either you give me or finish it with the hook. And Mohammed not even finish. That's it. Can you believe Mohammed Zaidan will take Inshallah, as they say, the height of his father.
Yeah.
Can you believe a guy from Middlesbrough with his quality and knock on good luck? Come on.
We wish him all the best, of course, in his endeavours, his basketball career, all ahead of him. Hopefully, he'll stay away from injury.
This is the most important. He has great guidance from his family and from his coaches in club, in national team.
So, for those Georgian fans, a great three-pointer for the number 10, Duda, from downtown. Didn't even lick the sides.
He has 28.
Straight in the bucket.
After 45 days of absence, Duda Sanadze has 48. This is basketball, Sam, at its best. Okay.
62-45 with one more free shot for Seydou. He makes it look easy. 3 minutes left on the clock in the third quarter.
Seydou played his first international game of his life. Window number 2 against Syria with a big guy, 2 minutes 20. And he started the game with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. There is no, he's ice.
And he hasn't turned back since.
He's ice. This is mindset if you want to play at the top level.
Mustafa with a loose pass outside the far end boundary.
AHLI
Right
starting to have some sparks of defense. Sorry to interrupt you, Sam. They saw some high flashes of defense, but still they're not AHLI that we know so far.
They're not capitalizing on the breaks that they are getting. Seydou, he does.
Hamza Latar did a great job on the baseline, assisting. Passing is fundamental in basketball.
Here comes the Georgian international. Duda looking for Alvin.
Offensive foul on Alvin. He was trying to gain position from Seydou, but he fouled. It's his first foul, no worries for Coach Mustafa.
Alvin not happy with the decision, but he says, okay, I'll take it, man. That's what you want to decide. I copped it on the chin. I've had words.
Coach Fotinakis goes now with the short lineup, small ball.
Lee
tries to shoot more like now, but he wanted more passing game because now it's only Seydou in the middle and there are 4 guards like AHLI, like KHOR also is playing right now. See how it is man-to-man defense for KHOR. Lassin saved it but gave it for 2 easy points for AHLI. This happens. Lassin did the sacrificing play. You cannot say to the player, don't go, don't jump, don't try to save the ball. But that resulted to an easy fast break. And AHLI is coming back with an 8-0 run. Immediately timeout from Coach Mustafa of KHOR. Coach Fotinakis should be happy for the first time in this game. His team is cutting a 20-point lead to 12. AHLI looks like they're ready to make the comeback.
So, Tasus, I've got breaking news for you.
Okay.
And I'm talking about breaking news straight off from Mohammed Blake's mouth.
Okay.
Tomorrow, you and I have the privilege of hosting the AHLI SAD game.
Very good.
It's at 5 p.m.
Thank
so we wish you all to join us. And we wish both teams the very best of luck. And after that, we'll conduct some interviews. And I think I'll be emceeing the final. We'll be busy all night tomorrow.
People, it's the final. It's the final day. We wanted to have a more extended season. Everybody wanted, but due to the preparation for the Olympic Games for 3-on-3 and for the national team playing the Asia Cup.
You still believe the Olympic Games are going ahead?
Yes, they will go ahead. It's too many millions in stake. You cannot if they cancel these games. We're speaking about billions.
But that's what we said last year. We thought they couldn't.
They postponed 1 year.
But now we have a new variant. This new variant is very evil. It's darker than the one that we've got at the moment, or that we had last year.
And we're moving, but now we're moving towards the light.
Listen, we're not talking about Qatar.
But
we're not talking about Qatar.
All over the world, it's now the moment that how they say it in English, that
light, we're looking at the light at the end of the tunnel.
Or the dark, or the night is dark. It's at the darkest just before
the darkest
light.
hour has gone past.
Yes.
What a fantastic shot by the number 12 Ahmed Yusuf for Al-Khor to narrow the score 22-50.
Hamza Latar.
Number 12?
Hamza Latar.
Hamzi Radi.
Hamza Latar Radi, correct.
Hamzi Radi.
From Ashley. They cut the lead to 9. And he's back.
62-53.
3-pointer from
65-53. 56 left on the clock.
The night gets darker just before dawn. This is what I wanted to say. Come on. And
but it's still getting dark.
It is, but it will get brighter.
Whoa.
This is a defensive foul. Immediately a referee shows to Ahmed Yusuf that he made the foul. He committed the foul.
Ahmed Yusuf, of course, finding himself on the ground, pleading with the referee that he should be getting the ball. The referee says, no, that's not how I saw it.
It's a big shot from Duda Sanadze. AHLI was coming back to single-digit difference, and they're back to 12.
And touched in flight by Mohamed Naif. Mohamed Naif he was on the bench for a bit. Is he suffering from an injury?
Yes. He's all season long. This is the problem for him. Great defense on Alvin on Saidu. Experience won. Let's see what Saidu has to say after this.
Saidu.
He'll try to shoot it.
Saidu. It's the frame. And they've run out of time.
Asem Walid could have finished it, but he preferred to secure the basket. Shot clock violation.
Ahmed Yusuf brings it out for Al-Khor. He finds Duda. Duda calling Alvin up for some shadow defense. Steps in and out. Finds Naif out wide, unmarked. Naif with a three-pointer, unsuccessful. Good one, running out of time.
Yeah, it has been a great... He missed one of the best buzzer beaters of the year.
65 plays at 53. They've narrowed the score a bit.
A lot.
Have they done enough?
They could have done more. Sorry about my English, but they could have done more.
They could have.
They should have done the way the game was progressed. They cut the lead to 9. But again, the problem is the defense. Duda Sanadze, with all his quality and all his high level, he has scored 31 points after 45 days of absence, or 40 days, which is unacceptable if you are a defense from Al-Ahli, because Al-Ahli, whatever they did it with their defense.
But I have to say that Al-Ahli's defense has improved.
It has improved in this quarter.
To some degree.
100%. Yep. Saidu stepped up. Lee stepped up. Hamza Latar helped. Asem Walid helped. But they still, for example, they are down by they cut the lead to 9, and Duda Sanadze again scored them easily the 3. And you cannot allow them.
That would have hurt.
It hurt a lot. Yeah. Because they had the momentum, 9 points, you take the ball, you cut the lead to 7, and it's a brand new basketball game. Now,
so 65 plays at 53 at the end of the third quarter. 1 quarter remaining in the classification matchup between Al-Khor and Al-Ahli. Al-Khor leading by 12 points. I was just thinking about something else. I was going to say something else. So we got some statistics there. What do you have for me for the Al-Khor side?
You want to put say?
So you've got.
We have 4 points for Al-Khor. Let's say it a little bit quickly. Lassin 2 points. He got injured also at 1 point. He came back. Alvin 12 points. Naif 6. Sanadze 31. 6 out of 9 threes. Ahmed Yusuf 9. Ali Mohamed Tawfiq 5. And that's it for Al-Ahli. 11 for Lee, 7 for Saidu, 2 for Kurtovic, 5 for Alatar Radi, 14 for Mohamed Hashim Zaidan, and 14 for Dominique Goodwin.
So 3 players for Al-Ahli really showing their skills and their point scoring ability. The Goodwin, and Muhammad, and Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
While the point scoring is being spread out for Al-Ahli, we look at Al-KHOR. It's mainly revolved around one main player, and that is Duda Sanadez.
Sanadez.
With 31 points. So the final quarter resumes between Al-KHOR and Al-Ahli as the ball is taken away by Al-KHOR. Alvin couldn't control it, but he recovers. He recovers well and slams in 2 points.
The whole game is the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, in my opinion. It was a 12-point lead, another turnover from Ahli. And this is the key, Sam, this is the key in the statistics. Only 5 turnovers for Al-KHOR, 5 turnovers for Al-Ahli. But Al-KHOR is a team that, for example, Al-Sad pushed them to have 19, and they beat them by 40. Al-KHOR is not playing with a... Ahmed Youssef is coming back, but not in top shape. They don't have, let's say, the dominant point guard. Only 5 turnovers means that the defense of Al-Ahli is not present, especially to pressure them and force them to give the ball to commit any turnover.
I also noticed that the fast break points for Al-KHOR are half of that of Al-Ahli.
Yeah.
So Al-Ahli are pulling away faster and scoring more from fast breaks, but Al-Ahli continue to be trailing.
Because Al-KHOR is shooting 60%, Sam. 60% is huge for such an important game.
Duda, a flick, sneaky pass to Alvin, gone astray, picked up by Goodwin. Goodwin finds Lee. Lee goes for the shot unsuccessfully. Back to Alvin. A fast break here. Alvin, he couldn't get it in and stripped out
National
of
team
the hands of Hamdi.
With, his assistant Hassim Zaidan. He will be so happy with this sequence. Mustafa Lassin returned to the transition defense and he blocked Lee. And Saidu Ndoye returned on his defense. He put his body on against Alvin. He won this possession. Very good defense from these two captains.
And it came back, yep. And it was number
the
12 on 12 in
yep.
the end. Lee to Goodwin. To Asim. Asim to Hamza. Hamza hits the rim, bounces away, regathers possession. Hamza to Lee. Lee from downtown, taken by Naif for Al-KHOR.
Very difficult pass to, there with 2 defenders.
I didn't know if it was a shot or a pass.
No, it was a pass, but I think Lee looks a little bit tired.
Had too much height. Dudo! Alvin under there to recover, and he can't make the most of it. It's been pulled away by the number 1, Lee. And Lee is being stopped by an Ahmed Youssef speed hump.
It's Al-KHOR coach is doing the rotation. He's changing his players. He subbed him. He tried to use his bench more, give a breath of fresh air to everybody. You see 2 subs now. Ali comes inside. Daoud comes inside. Naif and Youssef go out. He rotates the team to stay fresh. Very good. Excellent for this part. This idea from Coach Mustafa to keep his team as fresh as possible.
Now, he's obviously changing them with the same quality of players. He's not.
He has role players.
Yeah. So he's not changing them for a lower status player.
He is changing the supporting cast.
No. So.
Because they do all the job on the defense. They have to play, let's say, 60% of the defense. So you need them fresh.
Duda. looking for his players. He almost lost the ball. Picks up Alvin. Alvin now looking for some support. Couldn't find it. Goes himself. And a big 2 points. That's a big 2 points.
If you think that this player hasn't played for the last 2 or 3 years and he has these flashes, all the stories we heard about him, how dominant he was in the 2012, 13, 14 in Doha are true. And is a good example also for players like Seidu, for Hamza, how he plays inside the basket.
Lee back to Seidu. Seidu to Assam. Assam to Hamzi. Hamzi back to Seidu.
It's 3 seconds.
Nice to watch, but just
too much passing.
No finish.
It's too much passing.
Somebody
yes.
should have taken a shot.
Oh, earlier, sure. This is the result. Crucial part. KHOR up by 14. They're keeping the lead. They play solid defense, and they find always something on offense, either from Duda or from Alvin. AHLI cannot find on offense something, stable.
Alvin. Alvin. And he does it again under the rim.
He beat it. He
is the best man that you want in the key at any given time.
Very smart offensive plays from KHOR. They put the ball inside, they take time, and everybody's resting also.
And Seidu.
And now comes the disappointment.
Hanging his head down after losing possession of the ball to the hands of my pick for man of the match a little bit early, but he is my pick for man of the match. Duda to Mustafa. Mustafa goes himself, comes up short.
Second half, though, it is Alvin. But the totality with the big basket when
I think when I look at the final performance and the result of your performance, it's Duda who outweighs Alvin by far.
But AHLI,
not taking anything away. You're right, not taking anything away from Alvin, who's been sensational.
But Duda has started and continued.
He started and he has been more effective. And I look at Alvin's performance; it was more of a win because of him. And I did say win because I still believe they will win. 71 plays 55.
I think it's the next two. The next two plays, some will determine if we have a game overall. There is still life.
Lee, Seidu knows he needs the 3 points. That comes up short.
Seidu has done an unbelievable job, both in the beating Qatar Club with his 3-pointer and with Al Saad with Qatar Club. But tonight he has an off night. That's why Coach Fodinakis is sending Hamza Kurtovic on the court. There are 2 minutes now. AHLI if they score the next 2 possessions and they have a small chance. If not, it's over. KHOR will finish 7th and they have all the right to celebrate.
Good one. Pushes his way through. 1, 2, 3 attempts, not there. Comes away to the hands of the man of the match. Duda confronted by Lee. Duda, 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders in front of him. He manages to get away.
Wow.
Ahmad Yusuf to
Alvin. And
a timeout.
Close to call it a game.
Close.
Second timeout from AHLI.
You're still not there. You're just still not there.
Still not there because for one simple reason. KHOR is playing over their physical limits right now. They're playing phenomenal.
The tactics the tactics of the coach.
But I think yes.
For the KHOR team, Mustafa Hafiz resting his players when he should. On the supporting cast. Not only that, bringing on equal quality players to replace the same position.
And do one job. He's bringing them inside to defend and pass the ball. If you're open, you will shoot. There is there is a guideline and a guide that they follow, and they do it to the perfection.
And I noticed also Duda has is not taking on the offensive role as much as he did in the first half.
Because they put the ball inside.
Yes. So he's more of a guide than anything, and Alvin is the one who's punching the points.
This is what gained them a lot of time. They got points on the paint. What does it mean? Takes a lot out of the pressure from the perimeter guys, and it's easy points. What it's easy? It's one guy fighting with another one. The other four, they can rest a little bit. They can return on defense. It's easy. It's points that every team wants to have inside the paint. And you have 20 like Alvin is doing tonight, and AHLI doesn't have them because he has scored only 9 so far. This is the huge difference in the game.
So 5 minutes remaining in the final quarter of the men's basketball league between KHOR and AHLI. 73 plays at 55.
Very nice play out of timeout. This is what you want to see when you call a timeout, like Konstantinakis. 3-pointer. But still, you see how much organized is KHOR. They're not committing any turnover, any easy turnover. The men's to see if this is a shooting foul. No, it's correct. One of our referees, Yusuf Zainal, with Jasim Golum, who is the crew chief, and Nabil Al-Somali. Very good job also tonight.
So Goodwin comes away with a long, almost a court length pass to Lee. And he's being given the point.
The run is it's a 6-0 run in only 30 seconds for AHLI.
73, you're playing 58, 4:26 left in the final quarter.
60 plus 1. But still, KHOR is looking very secure. Even if they will play with the clock, if they will not commit any turnovers, and they will play with the clock, they will win. The only way to lose this game and AHLI to come back is to steal some balls.
And he's been swamped by 2 players that are virtually all over him.
Which overexcited, Asim Walid fouled. They had a trap there, maybe traveling or something, but Asim Walid fouled. He saved, let's say, the possession for KHOR. Good reaction, solid reaction, let's say, from KHOR in the first pressure defense.
So KHOR with possession. Straight back to Alvin. Alvin pops it to Duda. It's the rim off the glass and back in.
Ball will go to...
Referee says it's stepped outside.
It's a problem for AHLI also, the rebounds, Sam. They need to control the boards in these cases. 4 minutes to go. Let's see.
Duda punches that away into the hands of Ali. Ali back to Duda. Duda slowing things down.
2 veteran plays from KHOR. Duda Sanat is just pushing the ball to Ali, and Ali not committing turnover, dribbling and putting the ball to Sanat's hand.
Duda doing the round circles, and again
second turnover.
Being pinched for stepping over the boundary line.
The inbound line, yes.
Goodwin brings it out for AHLI. 3:27 left on the clock. This is the final quarter of the men's basketball league. The classification match between KHOR and AHLI. And a nice shot from downtown for the number 71, Goodwin.
Easy foul from Hamza Latar. Didn't play good defense. And Mustafa Lassin, he dribbled. Excellent veteran play. Now it's possession by possession. Let's see.
So 11 points of difference.
They will try to take the ball out of Duda Sanat's hand. but he finds immediately Alvin.
Alvin.
Excellent play from KHOR, really excellent play. They read immediately, this is the experience of Duda and Alvin. They saw that they want to take the ball out of his hand. What happened? Alvin came close to him so he can pass him the ball because there is no other guard, like dribbling point guard in the team. Interesting that Seidu is out and Coach Fotinakis goes with Mohamed Zaidan as a center. So he goes even shorter but more agile to the fifth.
Looking for an energized youth to take on Alvin. Alvin, first free throw successful. 74 plays 64, 10-point match. 2 minutes, under 3 minutes left on the clock. You still think AHLI have a chance? You got 3 minutes.
Extremely small.
This is a long time.
I would say no. You'd only be, the time is sufficient enough, but only because of their inability to trap, steal the ball, or force more turnovers. This is the only thing. And they fouled very easily. They had 0 fouls until the 35th minute, and now they have 5. They're over the limit.
75, the players at 64, 11-point difference with less than 3 minutes left on the clock.
And also this.
Shot by the number 12,
Lee is the guy who should attack and take the foul or something. He passed to the 19-year-old Hamza Latar. He should take.
Duda loses the ball, it's been knocked out of his hand.
This is what we do.
Good steal by Lee.
Very good timeout from Coach Mustafa.
And a timeout.
Stop the pressure a little bit. Prepare the team.
Breather, let them discuss what they need
Correct,
to do.
correct.
How they can control the ball. I mean, I have a question. For example, if I'm leading like Al-Khor is leading now, I've got 24 seconds to hold possession.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better for me to hold on and try to maximize the use of the 24 seconds and shoot in the last 3 seconds, or try to run up as many points as I can?
They had their chance when they were up by 14 or 12. Now they are up by 8, correct? 8, what means it's a 3-possession game. So if they waste 24 seconds, and in these 3 possessions, the other 3 possessions for AHLI will score. Let's take out 24 seconds, correct?
Yeah.
We go to 1 minute, 1 minute 10, 1 minute 20, with AHLI 2 points.
So you got 48 plus 24, 72 minutes.
So 1 minute,
1 minute,
1 minute and 12 seconds. So you will go to 118. And if AHLI will score all 3 possessions, let's say not 3-pointers, 2-pointers.
It's still not enough.
There are 6. No. They have you go to 118 with a 2-point difference, and then it's
Anybody's
like
game.
it's anybody's. They could have done it a little earlier, play with the time a little bit, but they committed some turnovers, and especially they allow 2 3-pointers.
You as a coach, what would you do? What would the message you would
One
say
thing that in our let's say amateurs league, for me, you don't allow 3-pointers. Already, AHLI shot 2 points. If the 3-pointer they make, but you cannot convince a professional coach to say they will score on me. Yeah. We as amateurs will say we accept that they will score on us. So let them go for 2.
I will kill the time.
Yeah, let them go for 2, and I'll kill the time on offense. But professional coach doesn't accept this, so he will defend the 2, and he will leave, let's say, the less high percentage shot, which is the 3-pointer. But now AHLI made 2 3-pointers. If there were 2-pointers, it's not an 8-point game. It is a 10-point
game.
Correct. But this is because we are amateurs and can say simple things. You cannot convince like Coach Mustafa, Coach Fotinakis that they will score on us.
We'll have to have a word.
But let them go.
We'll have to have a word to them, give them some advice. I would have held on to the ball. I would have held on to the ball.
And I'm not allowed to shoot 3.
Don't shoot three.
Don't
I'll play
don't take
basic basketball, 2 points.
And my defense is not allowing
at the
threes.
end of every.
Three is the key for everything in basketball right now.
I only play three if I'm desperate. If I'm behind and I need to catch
No,
up.
I'm saying as a defense, I don't allow threes. I'll let them score the 2-pointer. Or there is another trick: send a bad free throw shooter to free throws, which they could have done, but they don't do. And KHOR has some players that they haven't shot free throws.
So they didn't make much use of that time. 75-67. Now, Duda is a professional at this. He will milk the time unless an opening happens in front of him.
And you had a three-pointer. You miss a wide open three. You make foul. And now KHOR can secure for me the victory right now. This is basketball.
Yeah.
A 5-point game will turn to a 10-point game in just 10 seconds. You miss the open three, or you could have gone inside. And now, now
Duda, unsuccessful the first free throw. A shock to.
But for me, so far, KHOR is doing 100% what they could do. There are things, as you said, Garafa said, that you cannot do more. Yeah. Now they do, even if there is a miraculous comeback, they did all the best what they can do left.
Lee. Hamza
Latar is taking all the...
And Hamza's been pinched for traveling.
Yeah. It was traveling. And
Hamza Latar is taking... This is the pressure of the game.
He's taking all the... Hamza Latar, it's good. I mean, if a team wants to grow the young players, you give them all the...
Alvin to Dawood, and a nice block by the youngster.
But it's a foul.
It's a foul, but it's a nice block.
It was a great defense from Mohamed Zaidan. Great effort. Return to the defense. Referee is closer. We trust his judgment. So that's it. But it's good that the youngster came back.
Now Dawood. He has no problems with his first throw.
And KHOR
we're back
is icing the game.
Match.
Yes, he's icing the game.
Looks sweet again. 78 plays 67 and a timeout. This is a strategic timeout with 1:39 left on the clock.
I have to be polite. Or I can. No, this is a timeout that Coach Fotinakis, with his experience, know that it's just a timeout to... He has one more timeout. He's a professional. He will not leave his team go down without a fight. These are what good coaches will do. They had a bad game, a second bad game in a row, but he wants them to fight until then. So he calls a timeout. He wants them to try.
They had a bad game. I'd say they had a bad first half.
In the totality, it's a bad game. Because we need to count that KHOR brought players from injury. Yeah. And AHLI has done a very good season. And KHOR was only fighting and doing the best they could with all these injuries. And having injured players back, and what they did, their injured players dominate the game like Duda Sanadze. Ahmed Yusuf was very good. So, hats off to KHOR and their coach for this victory.
It's not over yet.
But AHLI had a great season. AHLI had a very good season. And, if it was maybe Lee or Goodwin in the place of Hamza Latar, maybe he will make 1-3. It would be a fine point game. But if you want to grow a player,
you need to put him under extreme pressure.
He needs to take the shots, and you need to accept the defeat.
Yeah.
This is how you grow a player. Or you can park him on the bench, or in the corner, he will never shoot. You give the ball, it means that you want him to grow. It's a very courageous effort. Sometimes it will not pay off, but in the long term, it will pay off for AHLI.
Lee. And the ball goes from Lee to Hamza, back to Lee. Lee's shot unsuccessful. Comes away in the hands of Mustafa. Mustafa loses the ball. Picked up by Asim. Asim finds Goodwin. Goodwin from downtown. Hits the rim, bounces out. No support there. Zaidan couldn't take it. He had two men off the rebound against him. As Duda pulls away. He's got a flock of defense in front of him, manages it to get away to Dawood, back to Duda. 48 seconds left on the clock, finds Alvin. Alvin from downtown, not there, finds himself sliding away.
The foul from Dauda, and you see that AHLI, even now they're fighting. They have won the game. Daud committed the foul because of his energy of he wanted to win the game. It's not a foul that you want to do because you stop the time. Anyhow, you cannot expect more.
First free throw successful.
So with this result, we know that AHLI now will finish 7th. So they will play against the winner of the game that will follow, Wacker or Qatar Cup for the Qatar Cup on Tuesday. And AHLI, which will finish 8th, they will wait to play the runner-up of the league, either Shamal or Garafa.
So still not over yet, I guess. Then for some of the teams, it's not the final match for them. They've still got.
We continue the Qatar Cup.
We continue.
Already we know that KHOR will face the winner of Wacker Qatar, and AHLI will face the loser of the final for the Qatar Cup.
So don't forget to join us tomorrow for the finals night, the first match at 5 p.m. between Al Arabi and Al Sad. That will be played for 3rd position. The following match is the big match, the final match, as Zaidan pops a 2 in for his team. The final match between Al Shamal and Gharafa. A long pass to Mustafa. Mustafa, nobody home, and he sinks that one in with 26 left on the clock. 80 plays 70. A lot of energy from both teams now as the time ticks away.
AHLI continues to fight. This is what they do. But they lost 3 minutes, especially in the 4th quarter. As you said, first half was a disaster for them. And the 3 minutes that they had between the 35th and the 39th minute, where they could have cut the lead and maybe had a more competitive game.
And we ask our viewers to stay with us. Don't go anywhere, in particular the Georgians. Georgian. As we'll bring Duda up here immediately after the match. We'll take a couple of questions from him. If they have any questions they want to ask him, send it to us now before we bring him up.
And it is KHOR 7th and AHLI will finish 8th the league.
So the final score at the end of the 4th quarter, 80 to KHOR, 72 to AHLI.
And for Wacker, Hassino Mbo will be the player that will replace Nick Stover. And they have Mohamed Al Darwish, the younger brother of the captain,
stay.
Back after 3 years to play.
Hey, how are you? Can you fit in here?
Yeah, I'm not that big.
Take a seat. Congratulations on Duda. A nice win to the end of the season. You must be at least happy with that.
Thank you very much. For us, it was like tough season because of injuries. A lot of things was not going our way. So, but it's good. Like we just came back as a full unit and we just finished the season right away. I mean the regular season right away. We got upcoming cups, and we feel positive. So I think we can build something on this one, and I'm just happy for my guys and for my team.
It's a good way to finish the season because it boosts the confidence up. It also gives you young fellas, hey, listen, yeah, we may lose, we may try throughout the season, but we can come back and we can match it with the other team.
Exactly. Like even though like we had a bad record, but there were some games like we were battling with one of the best teams in the league, so they showed like we can play. And especially right now, it was actually first time we playing with Alvin like so together. So it's the first time me and him standing on the floor, and it was pretty good feeling. And like we had a good chemistry going on as a team. So I think we can build a lot from this one.
You've been out for 40 days or more, something like this, Duda. You're coming back. You look like in very good shape. Can we expect something more from AHLI in the Cups?
Yes,
You're gonna play
like,
the winner of this game.
Even though like I just came back for this game, especially like if I tell my doctors I'm not cleared right now, so I need another like let's say 1 week, another rehab for my shoulder, and I'm not like fully ready. Like I just did for my team and for my guys because that was like important game to finish the season right away, and I'm just lucky. Just went good, and I had a good game, and I helped the team. And I think, like I said, like we can beat a lot of things from this, especially we now feeling that we're better than some teams in this league, so we can surprise some people in the cup.
We had one question from a guy named Elias Zouros.
Yeah.
I do not know if you know him. He just texted. I do not know if you want to say if you will travel to Georgia or not for the games.
Excuse me?
If you will travel or not for the window 3, if you will go back.
Yeah, I have to.
You will go back.
Yeah.
So, Coach Elias.
Yeah, Coach Elias. I love Coach Elias. Like, to be honest, like one of the best coaches I ever had. He's the best one, and I have really good relationships, and I want to play for him every game. Every game, you know, a great coach. And
you go for Georgia.
Yes.
You go back to Georgia for this window.
Yes,
and you have to.
Yeah. People watching from Georgia, you want to send them out a hi or a cheerio?
Yeah, probably my family watching the game, so I want to say, hey, I'm back. Because they were expecting me to back, and everybody was nervous.
The Prophet Moses went away for 40
days.
Yeah,
40 days,
yeah. Fine form, and Duda's come back after 40 days, and in great fashion and in great form. Our man of the match pick tonight. You played. What were his statistics? Give him his statistics before he jumps off the podium. You want to know your statistics?
Yeah. He had 32 points. As a shooter, 6 out of 13 shots. You are 46%. Not bad after 40 days.
Not bad with this shoulder.
Now,
11 rebounds.
Oh, 11.
11 rebounds. This
Nice.
is what I know from college, I think. From Europe, 11 rebounds is something you were looking for.
Thank you very much.
The second half or towards the third quarter, I noticed you took more of a guidance role rather than an attacking role. Was that part of the strategy that the coach spoke to?
Yes, of course, because I was hot, so every attention was on me. So now it was time me to get the ball to Elvin and other teammates to get involved, and it really worked. You know, I took a step back, and I was just passing the ball and being a good team player, and I think they helped us to win.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joe.
We'll talk to you next time.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello to everybody back home, and in particular his coach and his family. We wish you all the best. Okay, and that's the game for tonight. AHLI and AHLI 80-72. AHLI victorious. Thank you to our man of the match, Duda Senades, and thank you wherever you may be watching around the world. You can watch the game anytime you like. Just visit our YouTube channel, www.com/QatarBF. Do join us tomorrow night for 2 finals. Tomorrow night, the first match between Al Arabi and Said, the second match, the main match, Al Shamal will take on Al Gharafa. From me, Samuel Rico, and
Tasos Magoulas.
We wish you and all the team at the QBF channel, we thank you for your company. And as always, good night. Sorry today, okay. My daughter had to pick up another car. All this happened in the last second. I didn't know. All this happened in the last hour. They came.